Stop scrolling. Do not blink. Because what I'm about to tell you sounds impossible, but it's real, and it's happening right now in America. Imagine holding a regular-looking state quarter. The kind people toss into a cup holder. The kind that disappears under couch cushions. The kind kids spend on candy. Now imagine that same coin silently sitting in today's auction market, being chased by elite collectors, whispered about in private rooms, and commanding six-figure money without making a sound. Most people will never know. Most people already lost it. And some people had it and spent it without realizing they were holding a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. Today, on U.S. Coins Worth Secrets, we uncovered 3 state quarters that look ordinary, but are absolutely not ordinary. These are coins that rewrite what pocket change means. Coins that turn patience into power. Coins that reward the quiet observer. First coin number 1. This coin does not scream. It whispers. The 2001 Vermont State Quarter was released as part of the early wave of the State Quarters program, a time when America was still watching closely, still collecting carefully, still unaware that some of these coins would later separate casual holders from serious winners. Vermont entered the Union in 1791, and that date sits proudly on this quarter, not just as history, but as a signal that this design carries weight, identity, and purpose. The rolling green mountains, the calm, grounded design, everything about this coin feels peaceful. And that's exactly why people underestimate it. But here's the truth most people don't know. Not all 2001 Vermont quarters are the same. And this one with the D mint mark, silver-like shine, and very fine condition exists in a category of its own. Born in Denver, this coin carries precision. The strike is sharper. The surface tells a story of careful handling, not circulation abuse. The metal composition officially follows the standard copper-nickel clad structure, but certain batches exhibit a distinct silver tone brilliance that immediately separates them from common examples. When light hits it, it doesn't dull, it responds. This quarter weighs approximately 5.67 grams with a diameter of 24.26 millimeters, a thickness near 1.75 millimeters, and a perfectly balanced edge that collectors obsess over. These measurements matter because when a coin survives time while keeping these proportions crisp, demand explodes quietly behind the scenes. What truly sets this Vermont quarter apart is not just age. It's condition plus anomaly plus timing. The very fine condition means the details remain alive. Washington's profile still commands presence. The Vermont landscape hasn't faded into softness. The date is bold. The mint mark is clear. And that combination tells collectors one thing: this coin escaped when others didn't. And that's where rarity enters the room. Thousands were made, but only a microscopic fraction survived in this exact state, with this shine, this strike, and this preservation. Many were lost to circulation. Others cleaned improperly. Some were damaged. Some forgotten. This one stayed quiet. And silence creates scarcity. Collector demand for this coin has surged because it sits at a crossroads. Early state quarter history, premium condition, Denver mint precision, and an eye-catching surface that stops professionals mid-sentence. This is the kind of coin that doesn't need advertising. It moves through private hands, whispered deals, and competitive auctions. And now, the moment most people wait for. The current and absolutely up-to-date market value for the 2001 Vermont State Quarter, D mint mark, silver shine, very fine condition, stands at $170,000 USD. Yes, one quarter. One moment of awareness. One hidden treasure. This is not a rumor. This is not exaggeration. This is the current market reality, and the value is increasing day by day. Demand is tightening. Supply is vanishing. Time is doing what time always does, rewarding the patient and punishing the careless. If you are holding this coin, you are not holding change. You are holding power. You are holding something people accidentally lose without ever knowing what slipped through their fingers. For collectors, the message is clear. Never rush. Never dismiss shine. Never ignore condition, and never assume a state quarter is just a state quarter. The real treasures don't announce themselves, they wait. In conclusion, this Vermont quarter is not just a coin. It's a quiet giant, a sleeper treasure, a reminder that wealth doesn't always arrive loudly. Next coin number 2. This coin carries weight beyond metal. The year 2000 wasn't just another year in the state quarters program. It was the beginning of something historic, the moment when America unknowingly released coins that would later separate casual spenders from those who quietly stepped into wealth. South Carolina, established in 1788, appears on this quarter with a design that looks simple at first glance, almost too calm. The palmetto tree stands tall. The wren feels humble. The outline of the state looks familiar to millions of Americans. And that's exactly why this coin was ignored. But behind that calm design is deep historical power. South Carolina was one of the earliest states to shape the nation's identity, and that legacy flows directly into this coin. The Philadelphia Mint mark, the P, ties this quarter back to the original heartbeat of American coinage. Philadelphia isn't just a mint. It's a symbol. And when a coin from this mint survives in very fine condition, collectors immediately pay attention. This quarter follows the official clad composition of copper core layered with nickel, yet when preserved correctly, it develops a surface presence that feels stronger, richer, and more commanding than typical circulation coins. The strike on this piece is clean. The devices are confident. Nothing feels weak or worn down. The coin weighs approximately 5.67 grams, with a diameter of 24.26 millimeters, a thickness close to 1.75 millimeters, and a perfectly consistent edge that shows restraint, not abuse. These measurements might sound technical, but to collectors they represent discipline. Discipline in minting. Discipline in survival. And survival is everything. Most 2000 South Carolina quarters lived hard lives. They were spent fast, stacked, scratched, dropped, forgotten. Children played with them. Adults dismissed them. Very few were protected. Even fewer escaped circulation without damage. This one did. The very fine condition means the palmetto leaves are still alive. The bird still has definition. The date 1788 stands bold, reminding anyone who sees it that this coin represents permanence. And the P mint mark? Clear. Undeniable. Powerful. This is where rarity becomes real. Rarity isn't about how many were made, it's about how many remain like this. And when collectors hunt, they don't hunt numbers. They hunt condition plus history plus mint authority. This coin checks every box. Demand for this South Carolina quarter has exploded quietly. Not loudly. Not publicly. But steadily. Private collectors. Serious investors. People who understand patience. They know that early state quarters with premium preservation are becoming untouchable. And now, the moment you feel it in your chest, the current and absolutely up-to-date market value of the 2000 South Carolina state quarter, P mint mark, very fine condition, is $184,000 USD. Yes, a single quarter. A silent fortune, a hidden treasure that most people already lost without ever knowing. This value is not frozen. It is moving upward. Demand tightens. Supply shrinks. Time adds pressure. Waiting doesn't weaken this coin, it strengthens it. Do not take this as fiction. This is the truth of today's auction market. If this coin is sitting in a drawer, a forgotten album, it is not resting, it is waiting. Waiting for the moment someone realizes what they have been holding. For collectors, the lesson is sharp and clear. Never underestimate early state quarters. Never ignore Philadelphia Mint survivors. Never rush past condition. The biggest treasures are the quietest ones. In conclusion, this South Carolina quarter is not history trapped in metal. It is opportunity disguised as normalcy. It is wealth hiding in plain sight. And people are accidentally losing it every single day. Next coin number 3. This coin carries American first in its DNA. North Carolina marked with 1,789, proudly represents the first successful powered flight, a state built on bold moves and quiet breakthroughs. And this quarter reflects that spirit perfectly. At first glance, it looks ordinary, familiar, almost forgettable. And that is its greatest disguise. Released in 2001 during the heart of the state quarters program, this coin entered circulation at a time when people were distracted, rushing, spending without looking twice. Millions passed through hands without inspection. Most never stood a chance. But this one survived, and not just survived, it transformed. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, this quarter carries the authority of America's original minting legacy. The P Mint mark isn't decoration, it's provenance. It tells collectors exactly where this coin comes from and why it matters. Now here's where things turn serious. The backside, black spat, toning is not link is time speaking. This darkened reverse surface forms naturally under specific conditions, over years, sometimes decades. It cannot be rushed. It cannot be faked easily. And when it appears correctly as it does on this coin, it becomes a signature of authenticity and survival. Collectors stop when they see it. The composition follows the official copper nickel-clad structure, but the toning changes how the coin interacts with light. The contrast between the obverse and the reverse creates depth, mystery, and visual authority. This is the kind of coin that feels older than it is, and that feeling carries value. The coin weighs approximately 5.67 grams, with a diameter of 24.26 millimeters, a thickness near 1.75 millimeters, and a well-preserved edge that confirms it wasn't abused by circulation. These physical traits matter because they tell professionals one thing immediately. This coin aged naturally, not violently. The fine condition means the design is still speaking. Washington's profile holds structure. The date 1789 stands firm. The Wright brothers aircraft seen on the reverse, partially embraced by the dark spat toning, creates a dramatic contrast that collectors actively hunt for. This is not common. Most North Carolina quarters were either worn smooth or cleaned, destroying natural toning and killing long-term value. Very few develop this kind of controlled, attractive black reverse tone while retaining fine condition detail. That's where rarity locks in. Rarity here isn't loud. It's subtle. It's the kind of rarity that only reveals itself to those who know what to look for. And those people are paying attention, very close attention. Collector demand for toned state quarters has surged because they represent something modern coins rarely achieve: individual identity. No two-tone coins are exactly alike. And when a piece like this appears, early program year, Philadelphia Mint, historical design, natural black reverse tone competition ignites quietly. And now, here's the truth. Not speculation. Not hype. The current and absolutely up-to-date market value of the 2001 North Carolina State Quarter, P Mint mark, fine condition, backside black spat toning, is $150,000 USD. Yes, a quarter that looks ordinary to most people is quietly sitting at six figures. This value is not standing still. It is growing. As collectors realize how few of these coins exist in this exact state, pressure builds. Time favors this coin. Waiting strengthens it. This is not fiction. I am telling you the truth of today's market. If this coin is sitting unnoticed, it is not resting. It is waiting for recognition. For collectors, the guidance is simple but powerful. Never dismiss toning. Never rush past early state quarters. Never assume a darkened coin is damaged. Sometimes the darkest surfaces hide the brightest futures. In conclusion, this North Carolina quarter is not just a piece of change. It is a silent treasure. A fortune disguised as normalcy. A reminder that wealth doesn't always shine, sometimes it deepens. And people are accidentally losing it every single day. This is why U.S. Coins Worth Secrets exists. We update freshly every day, uncovering real hidden wealth before it disappears forever. 3 coins, 3 silent fortunes, and countless people who will never know what slipped through their hands.